Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.
Good morning, third grade. My name is Mrs. Nixon. I am so excited to be here with you on Wednesday morning so that we can become better. You got it. Thinkers, readers, and writers. So this morning I went back to my favorite illustrator. What is an illustrator again? You guys know this. I know it. The person who draws the pictures in our stories. Okay, so this one's called I Want a New Room, and the illustrator is David Cottrell, my most favorite illustrator. Look how silly all of those pictures look. Now this particular one is by Karen Kaufman, and it's called I Want a New Room. And the character in the story happens to be writing a letter. I think his name is Alex, is writing a letter to his dad about all the cool things that he wants in his room, and he's getting really creative with it. You want to find out if he gets that new room, you're going to have to check out this book. Now, to do that, you can check out the local county library, or you can go on Sora and check it out from Sora. Look up David Cottrell. Maybe you're going to find that he's a fantastic illustrator. Okay, speaking of Sora, we love to count down our top schools that are checking out books using Sora. So let's see who is our third place school for this particular week. I've got it right over here, and it is Boerne Elementary. Excellent job, Boerne. I'm so excited. You guys are doing a great job. So keep up all that hard work. You know what? It's so easy to be able to get your school up here. You just need to check out books from Sora, invite a classmate or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, and your school can be up on our poster. Excellent. Now, the last thing that I just want to put in a little reminder to is if you are interested in having a really fun activity book, this is full of games and puzzles and word searches and all sorts of things. If you are interested in having one of these, it's free. All you need to do is send me an email or write a letter to the address below that's right there on your screen. Remember to include your return address so that I can get this out to you. Tell me about something that you're doing in your classroom. Something you've learned on PBS, or maybe, just maybe, you could write to me and let me know what is a great book that you've been reading that you've enjoyed. I'd love to hear all about it. All right, are we ready to get started today? Great. Let's go through. I've got 3 things for us to do today. We're going to go through, we're going to look at some variant vowels, we're going to look at some related words, and then we're going to finish up with a little bit of comprehension where we're putting those related words, those root words with some prefixes, and we're putting them into a sentence, and we're making it make sense today. We really got to be thinking. So let's get our brains warmed up. Are you ready? Okay, so high frequency words. Let's go through, let's read them together. You guys read them big and loud at home. Here we go. Said, same, run, round, write, ride, read or read, that's right, read, put, and ran. Nicely done. Okay, so let's look right here. Today we're going to practice these 2. So we've got write, R-I-G-H-T, and ride, R-I-D-E. So help me put these in a couple of sentences. Read them with me. It turned out that I was and would you like a to school? You know what? Would you like a ride to school was always my favorite question that I was asked in the morning because I loved getting a ride to school. I always had to walk. Okay, how about this one? It turned out that I was right. Oh, that doesn't happen very often, but it sure feels good when I am right about something, if I can get the answer right. Great job. Okay, let's jump in and let's look at those variant vowels. We had 2 of them this week. I brought my sound spelling cards to remind me of those sounds that we're working on. Do you remember what they are? We've done them the last couple of days. Let's look right here. This will help us out. We've got the spoon card. The spoon card reminds us of that ooh sound. So there are 7 different ways that you can spell ooh. Okay, so how do we know when to use all of those? I wish that I had a magic trick for you. This is where reading really becomes important. So the more you look at words, the more they're going to become more familiar. So the more you read, the better you are. All right, so let's look at some of these words and read them together. So we've got the ooh, like in spoon and igloo. Look at that, igloo. All right, you know that's like an ice chest, right? Okay, all right, so it's also like an ice home. Okay, EW says ooh, like in chew and drew, like she drew a pretty picture. U blank E, like in tube and rude. UE says ooh, like in do. We've talked about library books being due. And look at this one, clueless. Good. And U, just by itself, says ooh, like in future and junior. And then we have UI says ooh, like in fruitful and juice. OU says ooh, like in soup and routine. Excellent. And then I brought my book sound spelling card. Book, okay. Remember, just like you're pushing a little bit on your tummy? Okay, so let's practice some words with that. Because look, we've got the O, just like we were doing with the ooh, but now it says like in hook and crooked, and OU like could and would. Excellent. Now, I want us to kind of switch gears. We're going to talk about related words, and that just simply means that they share a common root or a base word. So when we're looking here, we're looking, do we see a word that if we took away the prefixes and the suffixes and the inflectional endings, do we see a base word with all of these words that are here? So let's look. Unwrap, wrapper, wrapped, wrapping. Do you see it? Yeah, right here. So wrap can actually be found in all of these words. It's just a small part. So all of these words are considered related. Okay, so what does that look like when we are practicing it? So let's go through. Let's do some variant vowels and let's do some related words. So we've got some words here in a row, and it says if the word does not have the same vowel sound as the other words, mark it with an X. So we want to find the one that doesn't sound the same. So read them with me. Spoon, could, booth, chew. Okay, so ooh, booth, spoon. So could has the sound. Okay, here we go. Let's try it again. Tube, clue, renew, look. Look has the sound, so we don't want that one. These all had the ooh. Notebook, wood, groups, nook. So we've got nook, wood, book. So groups does not go because that had that ooh sound. Do you see how it's going? Okay, numeral, gloom, should, July. All right, these all have the ooh sound, right? Should has the sound. So we're gonna cross that off. Excellent. All right, now we're gonna switch up just a little bit. We're looking for related words that have that common root or base word. We're gonna circle the related words, but now we gotta find them within the sentence. Ooh, this is gonna be a little tricky. Help me out. Okay, this metallic street sign is made of several kinds of metal. Do you see the word metal right here? Metal and metal. So these have the same root with them. Oh, you guys are great. My dad is my travel companion and he is always good company. Oh, I've got company, companion. Ooh, I see a lot of the same letters right there. So companion and company are related words. Okay, let's look again. The main actor stars in a lot of action movies. Oh, what do you see? Actor has act, okay? And so does action. It also has act. Do you see it? Nice. And the last one, I turned off the television when the telephone rang. Oh, I can hear that one a lot. That's got that telly, right? All right, so telephone and television. Excellent. Okay, let's finish off by looking at, and we're going to put together some of that stuff that we were just learning about. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. We're going to talk about those root words, and I kind of wrote a few little notes down here so that we could practice looking at them. Just a reminder that root words, they don't have any prefixes or suffixes or inflectional endings. That's some of the stuff that we were kind of talking about. So let's look here. We're going to start with this sentence. We're going to figure out what's going to go in this missing spot, and we're going to use one of these root words, but it's going to need some help. We're going to have to use one of our prefixes to make it make sense. All right, let's do it together. Here we go. So this riddle is, I don't understand it at all. Okay, I don't understand it at all. So, does it make sense? Probably not, right? So, would we use the word perfect? This riddle is perfect? Probably not. How about possible? Well, if you don't understand it, that could be something that could go there. So let's keep that one in mind. How about heat? Were we talking about the weather at all? No. Okay. How about sense? Does it make sense? Ah, because it doesn't, I don't understand it, so it doesn't make sense. Okay, so watch this. We're going to put sense, because we know that that's dealing with understanding, right? Okay, but it doesn't make sense. So what do we have to add to the word sense to change it so that it's not making sense? Let's look up here at our prefixes. So if we want to add something that means before, we would put pre. So that's not what we're looking for. How about not? So it's not going to make sense. So would I say unsense, imsense, or nonsense? Oh, you guys are so smart. Nonsense means it doesn't make sense. So this riddle is nonsense. I don't understand it at all. Fantastic job. Boys and girls, I have had so much fun hanging out with you this morning as you're getting ready for school. And I just want to say, remember, you are responsible for your learning success. Ask those questions, listen, and share your ideas. Together, we can do so much more. And thank you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. I can't wait to see you back here tomorrow on PBS so that we can go through and practice all of these together. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
A brand new day, time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.